All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience tonight. I think we're ready to begin. My name is Kelly Bird. I'm one of the public information officers for the department. It's my pleasure to welcome you tonight to our, we have a combined ceremony with both of our November promotions and our annual award ceremony. So thank you for being here. We're excited for the opportunity to recognize some exceptional people in our department. We're going to begin the evening with our pipes and drums and our honor guard leading us in a flag ceremony. So if the audience could please rise for that. Ready. Peace. America, raise him. Oh, wait, come on.
Arms.
Would the audience please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Post. Colors.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may have a seat. Once again, thank you for being here. We're excited for your presence and hope you have an enjoyable evening. We're going to begin with our Fire Chief, Dominic Burchett, to give some comments, and then we're going to move right into our promotions.
Thank you, Kelly, for that introduction, and thanks to our pipes and drums and Honor Guard for their continuous involvement in these ceremonies. I also want to thank real briefly the Jordan School District for allowing us to use this facility. Once again, it's worked out perfectly for us. The partnership that we have with the school district is really amazing. So today, like Kelly mentioned, we have the opportunity to combine our promotional ceremony with our annual awards ceremony. We have a lot to celebrate and many people to recognize tonight. And I do want to remind you that that's just a small snapshot. This tonight of what we're doing is just a small snapshot of all the work that goes on at UFA on a daily basis. As a fire department, I think we're doing amazing things each and every day, and many of those acts of kindness and bravery are done without recognition. So it's nice to be able to celebrate some of those tonight. But since we're combining the two events, we're going to do things a little bit differently. Maybe it might seem a little clunky, but generally I talk for a long time. So I'm going to tighten that up. And then we're going to swear everybody in at the same time, all the ranks together, just to in interest of time. But I hope that you all feel valued and important and recognized, even though we're condensing it a little bit. So for those of you getting promoted tonight, I want to thank you for your commitment and the trust that you've given us as an organization to be your family and your place of work. I say place of work lightly because all of you know that are in the fire service that it isn't just a job. It's a calling, and once it gets in your blood, you know that it will be your lifelong passion and career. And I know how hard you've all worked and the sacrifices that you've taken to take this next step for us. And I want to thank you for that work and that leap of faith. And I also want to thank your family. I mean, turn around, look how many people are here. They're not here to hear me talk, that's for sure. But they're here to help us honor you. The sacrifice and work that you put in was worth it, because here we are today for you. So what I want to say briefly is that with all of your jobs, the paramedic, the heavy rescue specialist, the engineer, PIO, where'd he go? There he is. Investigator, and our captains being promoted, they're all critical to UFA for us to accomplish our mission, but they all share my expectations as the fire chief. The first expectation I want to share with you is to be purposeful in your career path. So think about where you want to be at retirement. Everything you do between now and then should help you get closer to that goal. So think about what badge you want to be wearing when it's time to hang it up. Think about the size of wake you want to leave behind you. Did you mentor and train those around you? Were you part of the problem or part of the solution? And whose lives did you impact in a positive way? The most important thing in that is, are you healthy enough and financially stable enough to enjoy your well-earned retirement? So that leads to my second expectation for you, and that's to take care of yourself, take care of your families and the people working beside you. At UFA, I hope you know this, that we're focusing on an approach of a holistic health and wellness program, and we're putting things in place that will help achieve this goal, but ultimately it's up to you to use our resources, and it's up to you to own your responsibility to your wellness. My next expectation is to always remember why you're here and what got you here in the first place. I'm going to guess, but I'm thinking that most of you got into this profession because you wanted to help people and you wanted to make a difference. It's easy to lose sight of this, and we often forget that we work for the communities we serve. So please remember who you work for and why we sacrifice what we do to do our job. In my mind, it's simply to serve other people. So my very last expectation for you, except for Chris, it's being on time. We'll add that. I'm just kidding. My last expectation is to train and find your replacement. So every position being recognized today, you're not the first, nor will we be the last to hold that position. So because of this, we need to look for opportunities to train our replacement. So whether that means you're the paramedic taking a little time after the call to explain what you did to our EMTs, or maybe it's our captains identifying your informal leader, each of you have the opportunity to now hone your skills, become experts at your craft, and you have the obligation to share that with others. If we can get all bought into this idea, we'll get better as an organization and we'll continue to move forward. So the one thing I know is this can be a long career, but it will fly by if you let it. So take every day as an opportunity to become the person that you want to be at retirement and beyond. If you sit back and wait, it'll pass you by. And I think during time of promotion, it's a good time to reflect on this and make sure that you are in the driver's seat of your career. So thank you for your willingness to put yourself out there, and thank you for making lives better for those that we serve. I'm inspired by each and every one of you and grateful to be your fire chief. So thank you for coming, and all of you for coming to show your support. Let's have a round of applause for this group.
Thank you, Chief Burchett. As tradition for our promotional ceremonies go, we invite each of our promotees to have somebody speak on their behalf to introduce them. So we're going to do that now. Those of you that are speaking tonight, I'm going to just list, let's just do it the easy way. I'm going to call you up one at a time. So for our first speaker will be Chief Steve Ball. Go ahead and come on up, Chief. He is going to be introducing tonight our two investigators that are being promoted, Nicholas Pollock and Adam Page.
Thank you, and appreciate the opportunity to be here. This is a big deal for everybody in UFA, but I'm going to speak a little bit on behalf of the Special Enforcement Division because this is a big night for us here too. Tonight we are swearing in Investigator Nicholas Pollock and Investigator Adam Page. Nick comes to us from the Davis County Sheriff's Office. We picked him up from there. Nick had extensive history, over a decade of service as a critical care paramedic and a deputy. He was assigned to their tactical team, had some SWAT experience, and is also a certified bomb technician currently. So Nick had a lot of experience up there in Davis County. We're fortunate to have him join our team here at UFA, and in particular in the Special Enforcement Division. Investigator Adam Page comes to UFA from the Unified Police Department. So if there's UFA board members here also, I apologize for that one, but he's a great guy and we're happy to have him here with UFA. We kept him in the family. Adam spent an extensive amount of time as a detective, patrol officer, and his last assignment was a detective in the Mill Creek Precinct in their crime suppression unit. Adam also had experience working on the Special Weapons and Tactics team, and his last assignment there was as a sniper marksman. So we're extremely fortunate. We're excited. Both of these individuals bring a lot to the table and will be huge assets for UFA in general, and in particular with the Special Enforcement Division. So welcome Nick and Adam to the UFA family, and we're excited to have them.
Next, we'll have Captain Craig Ellingson speaking on behalf of our Heavy Rescue Specialist, Madison Fivas.
Thank you. Where's Maddie? Oh, yeah. Good to see you. Thank you so much for asking me to say a few words on your behalf tonight. I'm really honored to be able to do so. She's being promoted to heavy rescue specialist tonight, and she put a lot of hard work into that. An impressive amount of work. That's one of the most impressive things about her. I'll get to her in a second. But in my 2 decades in the fire service here at UFA, before she left, we were talking about it just a little bit, and I'm pretty sure she is the one I've probably worked with the most out of all of y'all. So, and that includes her part-time, time at 118, and her having to bid at 118 since I've been captain over there, and we've probably been working together all together maybe 5-6 years, maybe even a little bit more than that. So, I feel pretty good that I've gotten to know her pretty well. There's a couple things I've noticed about her, and these couple things that are going to make her successful, and that have made her successful. Number one is Maddie is fiercely loyal, almost to a fault sometimes. Loyal to her family, loyal to her friends and to her crew and coworkers, loyal to people that she respects. And that's a good place to be, because Maddie is somebody who will defend you in rooms that you are not in. And trust me when I say that. Now, if you happen to fall on the other side of that, God help you, Skippy. She put a tremendous amount of work into achieving this promotion. That's work I got to witness. But not just that. I mean, she puts hard work into everything she does. She's always the hardest worker in the room, or on the fire ground, or on the training ground. And one of the most impressive things to me is the hard work that she puts in the gym. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I'm pretty confident that Maddie is more fit than probably about 95% of us, including myself. I'm gonna put myself in there. Maybe 5% of us can keep up with her in the gym, and that's impressive, because she considers her physical fitness part of her uniform, and that is something to be admired, and that is something that's going to make her successful, and that's something that we can all look up to her for. So I'm not going to ramble on. We've been asked to keep it short. I could go on, but congratulations, Maddie. Proud of you, and we're going to miss you. Excited to see you promoted, though.
Next, Captain Doug Haney, speaking on behalf of Engineer Cody Salveson.
I'm honored to be here tonight for Cody, sort of. I've had the privilege of working with Cody at 2 different stations. We were on a tiller at 110 for a while, and then just lately at 104 up in Holiday. So I've got to see him work on both ladders and engines. He's also been my driver quite a bit, acting in. And I have to say, he's one of the only drivers I've been with that I've never hit the invisible brake, which is always nice for a captain. Keeps your anxieties down. He's a strong worker. I always judge my firefighters by how they perform on the fire ground. Never had to worry about Cody. He's a hard worker, self-starter. He knew what had to be done. He'd get it done. And no worries. It's a beautiful thing when you don't have to worry about that. I had one thing for everybody that's here getting promoted tonight. One of my favorite chiefs from Murray, he would always ask his folks that were getting promoted and the ones getting hired, would you promote you? Keep asking yourself that your whole career. And I'm hoping to one day say yes for myself. But right now, it's pretty exciting to see everybody up here. Cody's going to work out well. He's a good driver. He's solid. Should have gone to medic school, is what we always keep telling him, but he's great on medical calls. But he's also, I'm hoping he'll get back to A platoon. I've told him several times this is very selfish of him to advance his career and move on from our crew. We're going to miss him, but congratulations, strong work. Thank you.
Captain Tommy Miller will be next, introducing tonight paramedic Sarai Wilding.
not sure I like this order. I was supposed to be a couple down the line on my email, but that's okay. So my name's Tommy Miller. I'm a captain here at Unified Fire. When I first met Sarai, I was part of the training cadre as a specialist. I was a paramedic in the cadre. And the very first morning I met her was a very cold February morning, standing on the dots, rosy red cheeks, wide-eyed and terrified, looking out at all of us, getting a speech from Captain Dustin Dinkle, which intimidates most of us on the job, but it's certainly powerful to new recruits. And that's a good time for those of us to look around and see those that are standing on the dots, see what they're how they're gonna act, what they're gonna be like. And Sarai stood proud. You could tell she was nervous. I don't know if it was because she was cold or she was shaking, but she was definitely shaking. So working out with her, being part of the training cadre, watching her grow as a new recruit, learning the fire service, doing what she does out there, was very apparent to see her commitment to the job, how much she wanted to be here, how much she loved the thoughts of being a firefighter and doing the job. I know she'd worked with us part-time for quite a while, but this is my first real experience with her. And spending that time with her was a lot of fun. She worked hard and was very impressive to watch her work. When it came time for us to pick where the recruits go, one of the nice things and one of the bonuses about being a cadre member is you get to pick a recruit. Which recruit do you want to come do their probationary rides with you? And I picked Sarai. She came to be my partner. And we had some fun. We had some calls that I seen that same wide-eyed and terrified look in her eyes a couple of times. But it was fun working with her. And something that right at first really surprised us as a crew is she always had these questions that were a lot of us couldn't answer. And for firefighters and paramedics like me, that's kind of difficult because we like to think we're pretty smart. And so she'd ask questions, and of course we'd give her this sounds pretty good. Why don't you look it up? Why don't you give us a class? So at dinner time, she would pull up this PowerPoint with references and everything you'd ever want to know about the question she asked. So she taught all of us, and it was great. She does a great job because most of us firefighters are great visual learners. So she has pictures, drawings, things for all of us to learn from. And at the time, me being a paramedic, she came to me and Captain Mark Henderson and says, I want to go to paramedic school, but I think I need a couple years to get ready. And Mark and I both said, nope, do it right now. Go do it now. You work hard enough, you know enough, you got enough experience, go do it. And so she did. It didn't seem very much longer that, hey, I got accepted, this is what I'm doing, bye guys. She packed her stuff and left the nest. So got a few phone calls from her through school, and she'd call and ask me a question, and it was way over my head most of the time, but she did well, she worked hard. And one of the greatest compliments we can pay somebody in our job is if one of my friends or family's hurt, I hope you show up and take care of them. And I hope I'd like to work with you one day. And both of those are true with Sarai. Anytime, day or night, she's absolutely welcome on my crew. And if I got a phone call from a family member that said, hey, this little blonde-haired girl took care of me and kicked butt, I'd be absolutely happy to hear that. So you worked hard. I'm proud to see you here. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Next, Captain Leroy Sandberg will be speaking briefly on our PIO promotion, Ben Porter.
All right, I just want to say thanks to Ben for giving me the opportunity to go ahead and speak on his behalf. Ben's been, I was lucky enough to work with him for about a year and a half. And if you know Ben, that's a long time. Ben's been on the department, I think 7 years. I think he's had 8 bids by now. But Ben's a great hard worker. He came into a hazmat station, not knowing anything. Obviously, we couldn't step him up into a hazmat tech position, but he took the initiative to go out, help us out with the checkoffs, learn the equipment. He was there to help with any calls we were on. So we utilized him when we could and how we could. But self-starter, made the crew dynamic even better just because his personality. He's definitely got the gift for gab. So I'm thinking, Captain Barker, you're going to have him a lot longer than a year and a half. He's going to do well in that PIO spot with his communication skills. If you watch him on his medical calls, same thing. Gift for gab with the patients we go on. He could sit there, talk to grandma like he was her grandson, right? Make it flow. And so No, I was glad to have him for a year and a half. I'm sure you're going to have him at least 3. Hope so. Anyway, thanks again, Ben, for allowing me to come stand up and let everybody see who you are. So, Ben Porter, thanks again.
Next, Heavy Rescue Specialist Rob Marriott will be introducing Captain Justin DeCorver.
Had to put the readers on. I'm honored to have been asked to say a few things about the 4th best third baseman in Guns N' Hoses history. Quick rundown on Deco's firefighting career. He started as a volunteer for Eagle Mountain in 2003. He got hired full-time with Logan in 2006 and became a paramedic in 2010. The DeCorver family made the decision to leave Logan Fire to work for Unified Fire Authority in 2014. He spent his first few years spending a lot of time with Captain Lathan at 103 until 2018 when the Heavy Rescue got our hooks in. Justin made the decision to leave his 121A crew and join our 117 crew in June of 2021. It's only been 2.5 years, but I tell you, it feels like forever. I've got a few things to say about Deco as an individual. First, and most importantly, he's a family man. Justin values and puts his family first. To watch and listen to their family dynamics is something beautiful. Cassie, Ella, William, and Audrey, he is so proud of all of you, and he tells us all about your accomplishments. Raised in T-ville, he's now a country boy, tending to his land in Cache Valley. Justin is a straight shooter, hardworking man with integrity, and a touch of narcolepsy. We've been in tough situations many times together, and I know he's going to handle business like a true professional and have my back until the job's done. I was always at ease knowing Deco was with me. The best part about him is the fun and spirited guy he is around the kitchen and Catan table. I'll miss our conversations and listening to your very descriptive 45-minute hunting stories. Hey, Deco, you've been and will continue to be an incredible leader for our department. UFA is lucky to have you as a captain. Keep on being the natural leader you are, and keep playing those air drums like a boss. Congratulations on your promotion, Captain Justin DeCorver.
Captain Mark Henderson next for speaking for Captain Dave Marino.
Well, thanks a lot, Dave. So I'm going to keep this short. I've been troubled with trying to figure out what to say about a guy that I care about so much. Dave is found. I remember I've been working with Dave. I remember when he was in Gold Cross, there's a few times we ran together. And then as he got hired here, we worked a few times as a medic. So long ago, Dave. So long ago. And out of the hazmat stations when he got into the hazmat. Lately, it's been 5 years, right around there, that I've been working with Dave, and he decided to come work with me as my paramedic there at Station 106. It's interesting. You can watch him grow, right? You watch everybody grow around you. You watch them succeed and fail and grow and learn and everything else. Dave has grown to where I remember at first he was asking, what's the right thing to do? What's the right thing to say? How do I say this? If this comes up, somebody asks me, what do I say? And then you kind of go into, you just got to work it out. And that's the thing that Dave absolutely understands now. He's a very honest guy. He's very principled. He knows what right and wrong is. And I have no doubt, whatever the challenge comes up, gentlemen, Dave will do that job and he will do it right. He will figure out the right way to get it done. As it comes for mentoring people, I've watched him do it. It's magic. He unbelievably has the ability to gain respect. I remember there's a time in your career where you're telling everybody how awesome you are at something and they should listen to you. Nobody does that anymore with Dave. They just know that they need to listen to him, and he doesn't have to say a word. He's a very good leader. I have no doubt that he will do the right thing and stop the conversations before they go the wrong way and influence people. He's going to influence people to become better. I've seen him do it, and it's just going to be awesome. Dave, thanks for being part of my family. I love you. And everybody, Captain Dave Marino.
Just a couple more. Captain Andrew Davis will be speaking on behalf of Captain Chris Middlemiss.
Well, I'm very honored to be able to just say a few words about Chris. Chris is somebody who I've looked up to literally and physically my whole career, but also as a person. When I was a new paramedic, Chris was already a fairly seasoned paramedic. He'd worked at Gold Cross for a number of years, and he'd worked here, and he'd done a lot that I hadn't done. And I could always look to Chris as someone that I could turn to with any questions. I could look to as an example. And then Chris left the field and he went into days and he worked in medical. And I remember many times being able to rely on him when I had questions about the right way to do something or how the department was approaching something. And he was always so willing to mentor me and to help me. And it's been a great honor. Over the last year, I got to work with Chris on the same crew, and it's been so cool to see him as he's prepared for this change. He's been so focused and so dedicated to making himself the best future captain. And he has always been willing to ask the right questions. And for anyone who knows him or have worked with him, everyone knows that Chris is nothing ruffles his feathers. Everything is just, he stays calm, collected. And that is such a gift that's going to benefit you as a captain. As other people are upset or losing their composure, you'll always be able to maintain yours. And that's a gift that not many of us have, and I wish I had more of. So I'm proud of you, and I'm excited for you. You're going to be a great captain, and we're going to miss you a lot. So thanks, Chris.
Thank you. And our final introduction tonight, Captain Adam Halsey will be introducing Captain Chris Nelson.
I don't know if going last is the worst or going first. I don't know. Maybe we can talk about that later. Do you guys actually think I sat and wrote anything down? Anybody that knows me knows I didn't. I sat down and I tried to write a 2-minute speech to give a little bit of insight to who Chris Nelson is. What I came up with was pretty much his resume. And if I give you his resume, he got hired in 2007, went to paramedic school in 2010. And he's been on my crew at 117. We worked together for nearly 6 years. And that's where I got to know the man. When I met Chris as a new boot, 2007 at 117, I shared my philosophies on water conservation. There's a really good story behind that, but I'll let you guys ask him about it. And I have to take part for probably nearly 80% of the PTSD that Chris has up to this point, hiding behind doors and chairs and constantly scaring him and messing with him. But there's no way then I could have known what the friendship was going to grow into and how it would impact my life. I watched Chris be, after paramedic school, he bid into 117, and I watched him precept and proctor and teach and mentor paramedics. And through that, teaching and mentoring me to elevate my game as an EMT, I have gained more from him than I could ever possibly convey. I was so excited when he started the captain's process because I felt like it was finally time for me to turn around and be able to mentor and give back to him. Chris is an excellent leader, an excellent communicator, and the highest compliment, right? I would let him work on my family any day of the week. That's only part of it. Chris and I have spent more time together off duty in the last 5 or 6 years than we did the 6 years that we worked together. Whether that's going to be a part of his season tickets at the U games or whether helping him with beehives. I watched him become a father. I've watched Nadia and him raise Willie and Anthony. He has impacted my children and my wife at the same level. And I'm honored to share time and space with him. And congratulations, Chris. You have earned this. And I'm excited to see the wake that you leave and look for those moments of joy where you get to inspire.
All right. Thank you all for your words, and we're very glad to have been able to learn a little bit about each of you. We're gonna have all of you stand up here in the front. Chief's gonna swear you in now. So just come up here into the front. Give yourself a little room to put your arm up in the air.
Smiles. You've been chosen by virtue of your background, training, personal qualities to be this new rank for Unified Fire Service. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Service, its personnel, and the quality of service UFA provides to the citizens who serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. I do solemnly affirm. That I will uphold the vision, mission, values and policies adopted by Unified Fire Authority. I will act for the good of the communities in which I serve. I will strive for excellence. While I faithfully, honestly, and ethically perform the duties of station rank. With Unified Fire Authority. Congratulations, you now do it.
All right, you may all have your seat, and we're going to call you up one at a time to be pinned. So they've probably asked a loved one or a family member to come and pin. So as we call them up, please come up and Chief will hand you the pin and you can and take care of that. So we'll just go in the same order. Investigator Nicholas Pollock. All right, and one last thing, Nicholas, I forgot to mention, we do have 2 certificates we need you guys to sign right afterwards. If you could just sign both of those, and then you're welcome to sit back down. Thank you. Next, Investigator Adam Page. Next, we have Heavy Rescue Specialist Madison Fivas. Engineer Cody Salveson. Next, paramedic Sarai Wilding. PIO Ben Porter. Captain Justin DeCorver. Captain Dave Marino. Captain Chris Middlemiss. And Captain Chris Nelson. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. That does conclude this portion of our ceremony tonight. We understand that some of you may need to leave, and that is completely fine. We'll have just a brief 30-second intermission here, giving you the opportunity to leave if you need to. You guys can go sit with your families if you would like. Don't forget to sign the certificates if you didn't get the chance, and then all that stuff will be yours. Some of it is missing. There is some logistical shortages, so we'll make sure you get all your stuff though. So yeah, restrooms, water fountain in the back, and we will resume in about 30 seconds. That might be easier, yeah, now that we're done with it.
Why are you saying that we need to speed this up?
No, we're good. We're good. They're saying 30 seconds is come and gone.
We know that it's going to be much longer.
Call him to order in a second.
He's just walking out his way.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so I need some insight from you guys right here. So this section right here took an hour. What do you think? I mean, are we talking like a 3-hour?
We're 90 minutes.
So I thought.
Will you tell people to move up?
Are we gonna? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's gonna look stupid.
All the firefighters.
To have people just slide up close.
Just move up, condense.
The video footage, it shows none of the crowd. Like I've looked at it, it literally the angle here, you're barely able to see the front row.
Okay. I hate this.
No, but I mean, because we're talking about the live feed, right?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh,
Just having them up closer. Yeah. It's up to you. You're MC.
When do you want us to start?
it's literally right from the get-go. I'll read this first one, and then they're going to come up and come right away, you guys.
We just stand the entire time. That's fine.
I'll try to get you off your feet.
Oh, we're good. We're good. You're up here like.
I have a podium to lean on. You guys can lean on each other.
Time's up. We're about 2:30. Yeah, we passed that 30 seconds about 2 minutes ago. Swear this is off.
You want to say that again?
No hot mic. No hot mic. No hot mic. This is on still.
We'll give them 50 more seconds.
You're watching that back there?
I am.
Maybe there's some people kind of congregating.
Right.
We'll sit over there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's on you. You got this?
Let's go.
Go.
Ready to rock?
No, I got nervous. No, sweating my palms over. All right, let's do this. Let's go. All right, you guys, if we could find some seats. If you guys want to continue your discussions outside in the hall, that would be great. Plenty of seats up here in the front. Family, friends, distinguished guests, fellow firefighters. Welcome to the annual UFA Awards Banquet. Tonight we take a minute to acknowledge and celebrate exceptional bravery, dedication, commitment, and compassion from our fire family. Historically within the fire service, recognition for doing one's job has been shied away from. However, tonight, many individuals are being recognized for contributions on and off duty that highlight the spirit and passion of the fire service. Their efforts ignite a sense of pride and stand as an example of what the standard is within our fire community. Join us in applauding outstanding efforts and remarkable achievements as we kick off this evening of appreciation. Our first awards, Unit Citation and Civilian Heroism, are from the same incident that occurred on August 16th. Medic Ladder and Ambulance 110B, along with Heavy Rescue Company 117B, responded to a car crash near an I-215 exit. Reports indicated a high-speed, head-on collision involving a pickup truck and a passenger car, with the truck coming to a stop on top of the car. Upon arrival, crews began to apply medical care to a patient trapped underneath, while the heavy rescue worked out how they would lift the truck off the car. Given the technicality of the rescue, a request was made for a heavy lift wrecker, and Zach's Towing arrived to assist. While 117 worked on the lift, 110 treated and protected the patient during the process. After 45 minutes, she was safely transported to a nearby hospital in critical condition. The patient has a long road to recovery, but is doing better and even requested the crew come in and visit her during her stay at the hospital. As I read the following names, please come forward. For the combined efforts to save the life of this patient, we are presenting the unit citation to Battalion Chief Jay Torgerson, the crew from Medic Ladder 110, Captain Michael Kahn, Engineer Eric Pace, Paramedic Joseph Grimm, Firefighter Jacob Hells. The crew off of Medic Ambulance 110, Paramedic Megan Fenton, Firefighter Sergio Alcaraz. Heavy Rescue 117, Captain Travis Hobbs, Engineer Jake Scougard, Paramedic Greg Parrish, Firefighter Peyton Drury, Captain Dave Terrion, Engineer Colin Jeffries, Paramedic Jesse Gillum, Firefighter Specialist Kiyoshi Young. And the Civilian Heroism Award to Zach's Towing was Zach Bauer and Tito Sua representing. Congratulations to all. Next is the Award of Courage. This is presented to those who perform a life-saving act or effort on or off duty. This year, we are recognizing 3 individuals for 3 separate incidents. And again, please come forward as I read your name. Our first award goes to firefighter Thomas Elbrecht. On December the 14th, Tom was backcountry skiing with his dog, Wiley, in Neves Canyon when 30 minutes into the run, he heard what he thought was an animal and decided to investigate. As he got closer, he heard the distinct call for help. Tom and Wiley headed towards the voice and discovered a 35-year-old male pinned perpendicularly against a tree with just one arm and head above the snow after an avalanche had occurred just 45 minutes earlier. With sporadic cell phone reception, Tom decided to call his wife, who knew exactly where he was at. He was able to get a call through, and she initiated the 911 response. As he was concerned about his injuries, Tom immediately went to work to dig the man out. Knowing that a rescue may be a while out, and it took over 8 hours, Tom used a down jacket the man had in a backpack and then an extra coat he had with him to try and keep him warm, as temperatures dropped below the low 20s. He then placed his dog in between him and the victim for extra warmth, even building a makeshift shelter. With the snowstorm on the way, helicopter rescue was not possible. Tom stayed with the victim until rescuers arrived with the snowmobile and gurney sled to tow the victim out of the canyon. For his life-saving efforts, we are pleased to present the Award of Courage to Tom Elbrecht. Our next award goes to paramedic Chad Johnson. Chad was in southern Utah hiking with his family at Gunlock Falls when his son-in-law slipped and fell over the falls, landing on the rocks 15 feet below. Chad scrambled down the falls, diving into the pool of water and pulling him to shore. Once on the shore, Chad found his son-in-law had no pulse and was not breathing, and initiated CPR. With the assistance of an off-duty paramedic from Las Vegas, they were able to obtain ROSC. Chad's son-in-law was airlifted to an area hospital and rushed into surgery for facial fractures, wrist and knee fractures. He was then admitted to the ICU with an uncertain prognosis. Within a few days, he regained consciousness and began showing improvement, eventually being successfully discharged from the hospital. For his efforts in saving his son-in-law, we present the Award of Courage to Chad Johnson. Our last award of courage goes to Chris Thurman. Chris was on vacation in Lake Havasu, sitting near a pool when he heard a father looking for his daughter. As the father rushed in one direction, someone yelled for Chris to come to an adjacent pool. As he rushed over, the mom was bringing the daughter to the surface. Chris pulled the child out of the pool and found a lifeless body. Chris initiated CPR. For 20 minutes, Chris continued CPR until rescue efforts arrived, where they life flighted this young girl to Las Vegas. The girl has since been released after a short stay in the hospital with no long-term deficits. For his life-saving efforts, Chris has earned the Award of Courage. Congratulations, Chris. Next is the Award of Merit. This award is given to those who have made significant, dedicated contributions which resulted in the betterment and improvement of the department. First up, Captain John Morgan. Yeah, come on up.
Okay.
John's dedication and countless hours of involvement in the development of the physical fitness program reflect the man and his commitment. John has pushed this program beyond a physical test to a program dedicated to the health, fitness, and longevity of our personnel both on and off the job. John has also dedicated his time as a FEMA dog handler and instructor. John is an example to all of drive, dedication, and follow-through. Please join me in recognizing John and his contributions to the UFA. Next, we have a tag team partnership of Ryan Jensen and Mark McDonald. Ryan and Mark have been paramedic partners for 8 years. Throughout this tenure, they have made an incredible impact on our personnel and the incidents that they have responded to. They have dedicated their knowledge and experience to mentor countless paramedic students throughout this time frame, as well as new recruits each year. Their partnership has created an atmosphere and example of how partners should be in the fire service. They are true examples of UFA's leadership qualities and use them every day on the job. Our assisting agencies, battalion chiefs, and captains are always thankful for their professionalism and the care that is given to patients, as well as their teamwork with their respective crews. They always do the right thing and always make sure that those around them, personnel and citizens, are taken care of. Ryan and Mark have truly made a positive impact for the betterment of UFA. For their efforts, they have been chosen for the Award of Merit. Congratulations. Our next award is for distinguished service and is given to individuals who are examples of extraordinary service to the public, the community, or the department. First is Deputy Fire Marshal Dan DeVogue. Captain DeVogue has been the driving force for the rollout, training, implementation, and continued improvement of the Live Digital Inspection Program, a monumental effort and achievement for UFA. This means that inspections are now totally digital compared to the old paper and file system. It also means that important data will be available to assure inspection for fire and life safety of all buildings, and gathering of important data that will help with a more targeted approach for broader community risk reduction. For a department our size, this was no easy task. He spent countless hours combing through a list of over 8,000 businesses in our service area, categorizing, verifying, and placing them in the correct inspection zones. Last January, he coordinated hands-on training for all fire crews on all platoons, and he continues to be involved in the training, supervision, and monitoring of the program, working with BCs, captains, and fire crews. Please join me in congratulating Captain Dan DeVoe. Next, we have Investigator Steve Bowen. Investigator Bowen has been employed by Salt Lake County and UFA for 21 years. In that time, he fulfilled some critical roles for UFA. He has been a canine handler for many years and now is with his third canine partner. Steve is recognized across the state and region for his skill as a handler and arson investigator. He is also in his 20th year of being a certified bomb technician. This is a milestone of service for UFA as well as for the bomb tech community. Very few bomb techs in the country have reached 20 years of service in the bomb squad community. For his years of specialized service to the citizens of Salt Lake County, Investigator Steve Bowen deserves formal recognition of the Designated Service Award. Congratulations, Steve. Our Firefighter of the Year award goes to someone who demonstrates personal and organizational core values of dedication, trust, responsibility, and service for a commitment to continually learning and for teaching his or her peers. This year, the award goes to Kelly Long. Kelly always goes above and beyond to not only do his job, but to be the best at anything related to his line of work. He demonstrates the organizational core values and strives to set an example. Kelly is the first to assist those in need and those with questions. Kelly continues to hone his skills and learn new ones with an infectious, positive attitude. He is an asset to UFA and our communities, and for that, we are proud to call him our 2023 Firefighter of the Year. Kelly.
Well, let me tell you how much I love being up here in the spotlight tonight. So there's that. I was asked to share a few words. We'll make it quick. But as you can see with the previous awards recipients tonight, we have a ton of wonderful, amazing firefighters here at UFA. Because of them, I'm proud to be a part of the UFA, a firefighter for the UFA and serve the people of Midvale. I certainly don't feel deserving of the award, but I do appreciate it. I thank the customer service committee and the command staff for selecting me. And thank you.
The UFA Fire Officer of the Year Award is given to an officer that is a positive role model who consistently demonstrates leadership and exemplary service by inspiring others and demonstrates the core values of the authority and those of leadership as a fire officer. This year's UFA Fire Officer of the Year is Captain Tyler Lentz. Captain Lentz is known by all to be an exceptional leader. He is constantly looking for ways to improve himself as well as his crew. He is always willing to provide or help facilitate training regardless of how busy his crew's schedule is, and does this in consideration of the crew's needs and while making sure that they still have their own time. Captain Lentz also encourages his crew to better themselves and prepare for promotional testing, whatever specialty they are interested in. He leads by example and doesn't expect you to do a job that he himself wouldn't perform. He makes educated decisions and is constantly looking out for the safety of his crew. Captain Lentz also does a great job in the community. He always treats the public with professionalism and makes sure they are taken care of. He is very well respected by our surrounding agencies and crews due to his knowledge and professionalism on calls. For his dedication to his crew, UFA, and our communities, Tyler is our 2023 Officer of the Year.
Chief, me and Kelly want a union rep. These guys didn't get to talk, so I don't know why me and Kelly got roped into this. So I got home this morning from shift and I didn't really know what to say. So I asked my wife, I'm like, hey, any advice? Anything what I should say? And she goes, any officer can get this award. You guys don't do anything anyways. You just talk on the radio. So I guess I had to think on my own. This job, this position, it's not about me. It's not about anything other than you guys, family, the citizens that we serve, and our crews. I learned that really quick through all my mentors that I've had growing up in the service, and just not wanting to disappoint those around me. So just a few 3-4 points that I've gained being an officer is having to watch the experience, to watch my crew and others around me succeed and promote. It's a huge accomplishment to see those guys move on. 2, all the countless hours of training and hard work pay off when you do all this stuff with your crew and you get to see them make a true impactful experience and impact towards a patient, their family, and make it a good stop on a fire to save property. It's awesome to see these guys work hard and make a difference. 3, something that touched me pretty emotionally was when crew member's spouse or family tells me how much they appreciate me and to make sure to keep their family safe, their loved one, to make sure they come home. It'd be the worst day on the job if something were happening to one of my crew members. So it means a lot to me to have family tell me that they're appreciative of it. And then last but not least, none of us could do this job without the support of family and friends. I know we go to events where we talk to, they say, hey, stand up for military, stand up for your veterans, stand up for first responders. Tonight, it's all about you guys. We couldn't do this job without you guys, so thank you. Very humbled to accept this award. There's so many other guys that deserve it, so it means a lot. Thank you.
The UFA Medal of Gallantry is an award that is not given every year. Candidates must have exhibited extraordinary courage above and beyond normal duty, under conditions of danger, even at the risk of extreme personal risk. This year, the award is given to 2 paramedics, paramedic Michael Thompson and Thomas Apgood. This past August, UPD officers and UFA EMS were called to respond to a suicidal male that was actively trying to hang himself. Officers arrived first and found the staff member standing on the bathroom sink attempting to hold the victim up. The victim had a cord around the light fixture above the sink tied around his neck. The patient was very determined to end his life. He was visually upset and begging the officers to let him go through with it. Officers quickly jumped on the sink to help the staff member support the patient's weight. At that moment, the victim jumped up and dropped his weight, and the staff and UPD lost their grip on him. UFA paramedics used scissors to cut the victim down. Michael and Thomas then helped the victim get off the sink, where he was searched by a UPD officer. As this was happening, the patient grabbed the officer's handgun and attempted to pull it from the holster. Officers said they believed the patient was determined to die, even if it was by being shot by the officers. UFA paramedics Mike Thompson and Thomas Apgood saw this and immediately threw the victim to the ground to prevent him from getting the handgun, restraining him until the officers could subdue and handcuff him. Due to their courage and dedication, Michael and Thomas demonstrated during this critical life-threatening situation. We are pleased to present them each with the Medal of Gallantry. Congratulations. We have a few people that were not able to attend tonight, but we wanted to make sure they were recognized. Those include Jared Morgan for Civilian of the Year, Jordan Fowkes, Tim Collins, and John Harris for the Award of Merit, and Chet Ellis for the Distinguished Service Award. Congratulations to them, and we'll make sure that they get their commendations. Our final award is the Fire Chief's Recognition, and it is my privilege to introduce UFA's 14th Chief, Chief Dominic Burchett, to present this award.
So this next award is one that I, as fire chief, get to select, and it goes to someone who demonstrates the highest level of professionalism and exceeds the expectations of the fire chief by raising the standards of UFA or of the fire service. This year, I've chosen to give this award to Cindy Young, even though she's really mad at me. But Cindy has a willingness to tackle every responsibility thrown at her. She does everything with great attention to detail, and she delivers each and every time. She meets or exceeds deadlines and keeps me organized, keeps us all organized while doing so. She picks up new assignments and is quickly able to adjust and add that to her full plate. She doesn't wait to be told. See, she just comes up and does what she wants, what to do. She just gets it done and figures it out. And I didn't realize I was probably 3 or 4 weeks into my new job as fire chief, and I hadn't quite realized the importance of her, but she knocked on my door and said, "It's time to eat." I was like, "Oh yeah, it is." And so if I can get her to remind me when it's time to work out, then that would be perfect. But Cindy, thank you. You make my job manageable, and you make me be as successful as I can be. So I'm honored to give you this award, and I'm pleased to present it to you. Thank you.
Did you want me to close us out? All right. Okay. Thanks for coming. What a great night to recognize all of our folks that are getting promoted, and what wonderful people that have gone above and beyond in many different facets. Thank you for coming. We love you. We love the people that you're associated with. We look forward to seeing you next year.
Gotcha. You're good.
Hey.
Dude, why didn't you tell me that I should